How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a decent weekend. There's some really close NFL games at the moment. There is a Bills and Ravens game with 30 seconds left. The Bills have it on the Baltimore 3. So it looks like the Bills are going to win that game. And there's a couple other games also that are close. So look, sometimes these streams are going to be during close NFL games. So if you're a big NFL fan, I get it. You can go watch that game for a little longer. But it is nice to see you all. It's been a week. I don't know. I don't know where we should begin, but it's been a week. Let's start on the good. It was Top Shot's birthday yesterday, and the good is that you didn't have to tag your whole family and retweet to get a pack. So there were no packs. There were no 60K packs, and there was no tweeting necessary. They gave out NBA Store credit, Dapper credit for the website, and things like merch and things like that. And I think that's a great thing that they should be doing from now on, honestly, is get away from the packs and go toward the site credit, go toward the NBA Store credit, etc. I think that's what a lot of people would love to see more of, and I am one of those people. But it's been a little bit of a tough week because of some mishaps. There was that flow thing that happened where people were expecting flow to hit their account. This is something, though, that I talked about before, which is I know that we were told months ago that there was going to be a truckload of flow that would hit our account, right? But you got to remember that something. This was going to be given out to every KYC'd account. How many KYC'd accounts do you think there are? If I were to guess, I'd say there's probably, I don't know, at least 200,000 KYC'd accounts, at least. And if you think that 200,000 wallets, and that's on the low end. I mean, when Top Shot was free money and the Wall Street Bets crowd was here, there were probably even more than 200,000 accounts. That's when we saw those articles with Roham in front of the laser show, kind of like my new laser show back there, by the way. You like it? You like the new colors? I kind of think it's pretty cool. And hello, Noam. That article is when Roham could proudly say that there was something like 1 million Dapper wallets created. Now, if we want to debate what kind of users those million users were, that's for another day. However, a good chunk of those users may have been KYC'd. So if every one of those wallets is now going to receive flow, you can't imagine it's going to be that much. So I know people were pissed off. I just think in the grand scheme of things, we saw like the VIPs, I think, get a flow deposit, and some of those people got like $50, and those are like the VIPs. So if you think about that, then most of the middle class users, as people like to say, you guys, I mean, we were going to get what, $5, $10. So I think it's more just about that idea that people were expecting something and they didn't get it. And that's just that sort of that feeling of just being let down by an announcement that then doesn't come to pass. So now the flow airdrop is sometime in the next year. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be, you're not going to get rich. This isn't an ENS airdrop where you lucked out and bought a .eth domain and all of a sudden you have thousands of dollars. So I don't think that was what was going to happen here. And I think my big red dog is probably saying the same thing here. It says it's less about the amount we aren't getting and more that they are allergic to keeping their word. And to the house says anyone banking on that to make a difference in their accounts was only fooling themselves. And Weisberg is saying probably 200,000 wallets. I know there was real concern about depositing flow into people's accounts that people would immediately take the flow and sell off. So I don't know where you're getting that information, Weisberg, but I guess that sounds correct. So anyway, that's the flow issue. And we'll go over some other issues with our good friend, the judge, because the judge has decided to show up in the back room. Lucky judge, I still have that video I made when I would put like hours of preparation. So I'm going to introduce him with his little video here, and then we will bring on our good friend, the judge.
All rise. All rise.
There's the man.
Mm.
Judgy, I heard you were streaming very late into the night last night. What was going
I'm
on?
turning some lights here. It's very dark. Yeah. We went technically at 4 a.m. last night or so. I don't know why. And then then at some point, someone alerted me to the fact that Tandy is streaming during the witching hour. Now, if you're in the U.S. and you love American football, that's a felony. Tandy, you're now lucky you're in Portugal right now because authorities can't find you. But holy hell, this is a decision that our beloved Top Shot would make. Something like this. I mean, streaming during the 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern time zone. Oh my God, I'm very nervous. Coming on this show was a risk, but because I love you, I'm here.
What games are you keeping your eye on?
Right now? Buffalo. So many games. I cannot believe the Geno Smith Seattle Detroit turned into the game of the century. Buffalo and Baltimore tie game. That I left with a minute to go to come here. So much is going on, Tandy.
Yeah, and, Baltimore just won that game. They won it. They were on the Ravens 3-yard line. They kicked a field goal. So
that's secretly why I was waiting to the end of that game before I came here. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a bunch of good stuff. Sadly, I was trying to make millions in DFS because I'm broke because of Top Shot, and that's not going to happen today. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe next time. So we've got a lot of things that happened in the last week. Mostly things that were a little bit aggravating. We had our birthday celebration. Can we at least? How did you feel that we didn't have any Twitter giveaways of?
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to take credit for them. Thank God, not doing a repeat of NFT Day, right? But NFT Day, I thought was just such. At some point, you just got to read the room. And you gotta look around and see what's happening. And I thought that kind of my take of giving people, in my opinion, scraps, these S3 packs, which are for the most part at this point just all trade tickets and getting to retweet and for a day that you should have used to educate. If you at this point, anyone still left in this space needs education, and we need reassurance, and we need reasons why we should stay in this space. Why are NFTs going to be the future? We've all seen our accounts drop 95% or so. We've seen no innovation, no creativity for the most part. We've seen a lot of rug pulls, and we've seen so much problematic issues in this space. And I thought that would have been a great day for a day to be about educating us, right? And letting us know why is Dapper and Flow going to be the future, and what do we have in store? And instead, maybe they were doing some of that stuff. I heard they did have a couple AMAs. All of that crap got lost in the noise of doing some retweets for some crappy S3 packs. And I thought it was really a really rough look. I politely declined to take part in NFT Day because of that reason. I just thought not the right time to do something like that. Throwing down scraps on people who are down 95% plus, and instead of really giving us reasons on why we should be excited to stay on your platform, to stay in this space. I thought it was a missed opportunity. So yesterday I was glad that they didn't repeat the same mistake on, when clearly none of us are really in the mood to celebrate these days. So I thought that was, and also that wouldn't have been a celebration. If you give us the S3 packs or whatever, sure, there's rookies in these packs.
Yeah. Weisberg got a Sengun.
I mean, okay, great. I'm sure one out of however many will get a pack. I mean,
I think
commenting like that is why we're in trouble, right? That's what they're counting on. Right? Not so one person will be happy or two. It's just, again, it's a macro level point I'm trying to make. So
no, yeah, I know. I mean, I do think that what they were trying to do was something apart actually from just Top Shot, because if you saw the origins,
I agree.
Yeah. And they give the packs because they want people to go tweet their asses off so that it trends and that people go and pay attention and sort of link together NFTs with Dapper Labs. And I see what they were trying to do. I mean,
I understand what they were trying to do as well. But again, I thought it was a poor choice. And again, you want to get caught You want to get trending. So what? People can then click on it and see what? All the retweets and all the, it's just noise. It was just noise. And I mean, also it's the same trick. We did this last year. Like, how many times have we done this before? Let's move on. Right.
Yeah.
At some point you learn. We did Happy Birthday Top Shot last year. We've done all these things of retweeting for giveaways. If you haven't noticed, that's all we do on Top Shot. Like the captains, you can't even, like the captains. It's so many giveaways. It's so hard, so much hard. And then I'm again not taking a shot at the captains. They're great. But again, it's so much right now is just giveaways. Show us some fucking substance. Like show us some real substance. And again, I just think that was a missed opportunity. I thought optically it looked bad. And so yesterday I thought, giving us some dapper was a much better decision, making it a more low key thing. And again, use things like that to highlight the space. If it's Happy Birthday, show highlights of the first couple of years. Why do you have to give away anything? Like, I just think let's get smarter, right? Like we keep repeating the same mistakes, and that's not only on Top Shot. That's the user base. The user base allows them to do that. And we can talk more about the users and our role in all of this as well. But I just think at some point we have to be better. The team at Dapper, Top Shot, and the users. And it's really, when you look at the fact that we are now in Series 4 and we are worse in terms of the marketplace, what the cost of moments are, and we have less users than we had in January, February of 2021 when I joined the site. I mean, that's pretty freaking shocking. And if that doesn't wake you up and that doesn't have you a little bit alarmed, then you're not paying attention.
I think that's fair. What do you think about though? And I think we've honestly, like, I was listening back to some of our conversations the last day, and I think we were talking about some of the same stuff like many, many months ago. But what is something
years ago at this point? That's what I mean.
Yeah,
it's a year and a half. So,
but what is something like? So we have our roadmap that should be. If I had to bet on it, I'd say there's a very good chance coming in the next week, considering that the NBA season is starting in just over 2 weeks. It's starting in 16 days. So I find it hard to believe that we won't see a roadmap in the next week. But having said that, what is something that you are hoping to see on the roadmap?
Look, I will say this. I think right now that we are we're in a really tough spot, and Dapper and Top Shot specifically is in a really tough spot. Because I'm not sure, right? I mean, like basically we as Big Red just put one of the things in there. Like, can we even trust the roadmap? Right? We just saw with the last announcement that they changed a week later. At this point, it is hard to take them at their word. We've all been hurt and rugged, and the rules have changed so many times on us. It's hard. Like, and it puts Dapper, Top Shot, in a really tough spot because they don't have many choices. Let's be honest. Like, Series 4 has to be about two things: burning. We still have 37.5 million moments with less than 10,000 active users. And it has to be about locking, because the real way Top Shot makes money is by selling packs. The only way they can now sell packs is by continuing this net neutral policy. The only way they can have a net neutral policy is getting all of us to lock our moments. And first of all, why would we as a community lock moments for a year in the current market, given all of the issues we're currently facing, right? So, I mean, and just look, I mean, I've locked way more stuff than I wanted to for the team leaderboards. And that's, again, no one forced me to do it. That was my choice, but I'm in a little different of a situation than most because I'm trapped anyway. Like, I'm stuck. Like, I got so much invested on it. If it goes down, it's going to go down. I can't, right? So, but for a regular user, why would you lock moments for a year? And a year in this space, by the way, is insane anyway. Always kind of was. But I think that with those two decisions, with those two that they're stuck on burning and locking and burning and locking, and with burning being the number one, I think that really limits what they can do, right, as a platform. And I do agree also that locking should not count as net neutral, because we already can see it, and we've talked about it. What's going to happen a year from now when all those moments become unlocked? Those are not out of circulation; they're in circulation. Those are not. You're not getting rid of moments. It's a Band-Aid. It's something that we've seemed to love to do. We love to keep putting Band-Aids on things and not addressing fundamental macro level issues. I mean, you have a product that was launched in a fundamentally flawed way, which I don't know what the plan was when they launched Top Shot, but allowing a handful of people to dominate the entire market. If you wanted to be a collectible, and a real collectible, where the top series 1 would always be the kind of the what people would covet, and then allowing a handful of people to dominate that, and the way they released that to non-basketball fans in the crypto space and the crypto kitties and all of that didn't make sense. And so you have just massive issues. You have the S1 market that we've seen all summer, and now really you can take it forward longer than 18 months, however long it's been, that the people who were able to buy moments for $1 and can sell them for $1,000 or whatever, they will, and they should. This is not on them. It's not on the early adopters. And we've seen, look, Andy almost single-handedly has dropped the S1 prices by like 30%. And again, maybe not single-handedly, but those whales who own that much of the supply, they've crushed us. There's almost no way that you can have a stable market when you have those people at any given time with the ability to undercut, which they are doing, and which you kind of knew would happen. And look, Andy's not going to be the last one. It will happen again, right? And so many people last year told me Andy will never sell. Well, guess what? He sold. And again, he should sell. Why wouldn't you? Why would you? So we have the S1 fiasco situation. We have, again, then we have 37.5 still million moments that we with such a small user base. And then we have a net neutral policy in place. And the only way that they can continue to have that is by having us lock moments. And why would anyone lock in this environment? So I think like the road, and also like the one reason I think that they are taking such a long time with the roadmap, I think they're scared too. Like they know shit. They don't know what to do. Like, and I see all these people on Twitter and everywhere posting we should do this. And no one knows what to do. That's part of the problem in this space. No one's been able to execute on a successful digital collectible NFT, right? People that you can do it with smoke and mirrors and tricks, but no one's truly been able to do it yet, to figure out what that recipe is, how to bring in new users, and I don't think Dapper knows. I don't think Top Shot knows, and it's kind of scary. So what am I looking for in the roadmap? I got to be honest. I'm trying not to think too much about it because I don't. We'll see once they release it. I think is the better attitude to say. I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and I think also this net neutral thing, that also bothers me a little bit, because let's say things are neutral and it's the exact same supply that we have now. How's that going to make things any different? How's that going to make things better? Just because we're still at 37 and not at 47. Why is that gonna,
right?
It doesn't make a difference. And like you're saying as well, what about when those things unlock? They're going to have to make some kind of benefit to continually locking that just blows your mind. You're like, I'd be an idiot not to keep locking. And like that's kind of what they have to pull out if that the plan is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just kind of, again, it's a Band-Aid, right? And we'll address this in a year from now. But I mean, think of what's going to happen. I mean, think of how many moments are going to all of a sudden overnight be unloaded again on us on the market again. Which by the way, one of the main reasons we're here was the massive dumping of supply, and that's basically you're just delaying until that happens again, unless you said they have something in place to keep us continually locking. Right. And at some point, giving us, having leaderboards, and we're going to be like, well, okay, but that's worth $10. We'll pass. That's not going to work anymore, or whatever it is. Right.
Right. I mean, the thing that they can offer, which is what other NFT projects can't as much, is this like access to players, to games that would be very, very difficult to do anyway else. And so I think they're showing us that now with this Cade Cunningham thing. The only problem with this Cade Cunningham thing and with the player leaderboards in general is you can't just be benefiting Dingaling and Alexo for every single giveaway. It has to be two can be to those kind of people who aren't selling off like Andy is and others like him. And others should be randomized for like the top 750 that busted their ass and locked their moments and bought a crap load more $2 moments just so that they could qualify. Otherwise, I don't really see the point.
Yeah, see, this is something that I've been on. There's like a personal crusade of mine that it's really been over 18 months now, and it's not hard to fix. It's I'll never understand why Top Shot has this burning need to always do what they can to enrich the people who have already been enriched more than they would be in their wildest dreams.
Do you think part of it is because of this thing that you're talking about with Andy and people like him that are selling off?
I do
avoid
absolutely believe that they are scared of those people. Absolutely. I think those people have massive leverage on Top Shot. Absolutely. I think that Top Shot is fully cognizant of the fact that, oh my God, we allowed these few people to dictate the market. And if we don't continue to appease them, holy shit, look at the damage they can cause. My rebuttal would be, look at the market anyway. I mean, we're down 95%. I mean, hell, let them burn it down. If they want to sell, they're going to sell. Just let them do it. We're here. We're here to pick up the pieces. We'll gladly scoop those grails up. That's what we've been doing. I'd rather just have them do it already, rather than play this game of letting them leverage you. And again, I think that maybe has led to some of their really poor decisions by trying to continually appease these people that can never be appeased. They'll never, again, we don't need, like, they're holding in ways that some ways they are holding the entire platform hostage. And I say that again and again, it's not their fault because they played the game fair. I mean, they just found Top Shot first, right? But it just, the situation that it's created is an awful spot. But I would say Top Shot's just got to make a decision. Like they've already won. Those people have already won. If they want to sell, good, sell it. And again, we'll be here to get those moments in the hands in the collectors. It would create a much better atmosphere for everybody. So I don't buy that excuse. I just don't. And the other thing is, it is so easy to rectify that by just saying, hey, like for instance, the last run it back queue should not have been a 1 million Top Shot TSS to get in that queue. It should have been who's active in the offseason. Who's been the most active users the last 3 months in the offseason? That's how you get in the queue. That's how you get in. We reward the people who are collecting on the site. Like I think Pranksy he's opened like one pack in 5 months. I think Andy still gets to be in every priority queue. Like, why? We don't need to continue to enrich people who are not a part of our community, of our Top Shot ecosystem. Like, it's not hard. If you're not active on the site, you're not allowed to continue to get the greatest moments on the platform. Why are we making like this is such a hard decision? It's not. We reward the people who are here, who have been here. We focus on the active current user base, which something is Top Shot has been reluctant to do for 18 months. They focused on the whales and they focused on getting new users, and they haven't been able to appease either. And all they've done in the process is pissing off the 99.9% of the community who loves the product. All we want is Dapper to succeed. We would do anything for fucking Dapper to be successful. The product is so great. And so many of us have devoted our lives to this product and put so much into it. And to see them, and I really do think if you could get them in an honest, secret place where they could just speak truthfully, I think they would say that they don't even want us here because we're a nuisance to them. Like we're all down 95, 99%, and they want to focus on new users. I think in some ways they wish they could start over. And with us here, they kind of can't, right? But like if they could start over now, given all the lessons and things they learned, I'm sure that's what they would want to do, right? They would love to get new users who don't know all of the pain and suffering that we've been through and just have them focus on this great product. But like you can see, like there's just so many obstacles in place for us. But again, continuing to reward the early adopters whales is absurd at this point. It's just it makes no sense. It never made sense. And it's time that we address that and put that to bed and move on. Let's start fixing things. Let's fix that one at least and move on to more important things. So like, again, whatever metric you want to use. Active sales last 3 months, active, you can see all day. No, you can track how many if you're logging in each day. Whatever metric you want to use it. But focus on the active user base, and that's who you reward. You stop rewarding people who got in here a couple years ago and knew what a crypto kitty was. It's just it's asinine. It's quite honestly, it's crazy. They've already been enriched and benefited so much from your platform. So you don't need to keep rewarding them. And if they want to sell, for fuck's sakes, let them sell. Let them sell.
Yeah, it does seem like that's where we're at right now, where stopping them from selling doesn't seem to be making any difference right now.
And it's a Band-Aid anyway. Tandy, it's a Band-Aid anyway. At some point, they're going to sell. They're going to, you know what? Their wife's going to want a house, or their fiance is going to want a trip, or they're going to have medical issues, right? Like at some point, they're going to cash in, and you can't have someone owning 150 S1 John Morant's like debuts, right? I mean, and MBL does, and I know he says he'll never sell, and you can't. First of all, and again, not blaming him. It's the way that Top Shot launched their product, and that's just it's created this situation that no one's ever taken the time to address, and it's just a big sitting. It's a giant elephant in over every conversation we have about Top Shot.
Yeah.
Every buy you make, by the way, chat, you, me, it's something that we have to consider. Every S1 I buy, I now look, how many does Andy have? How many do these guys have? Like, and then it turns into like, it's just, it's really a bummer.
Well, yeah, the challenge here is like, there's really nothing we can do about those guys getting the advantage when they did. Like that is spilled milk. There's nothing we can do. I mean, I know that they've tried to do certain things in the past, such as like your net spend, so that if you got in really early and just sold everything, you're not as rewarded. But there's still a lot of examples.
Draft 2 years ago, last summer or whatever, last finals, they did. You had to be active in the last 60 days. Like even anything is better than what they're doing now. Right now, they're basically just continue to reward, incentivize people who have nothing to do with the platform. Come on.
Yeah, that shouldn't be that challenging to add in, especially because we're seeing that they're doing it all day, where they're like log in and you get points.
Right.
So yeah, and airplane mode agrees. It's tough to buy with any confidence. S1 Spork as well. Let's see what else here.
Think of that comment, right? So it's a digital collectible, and we really can't go into S1s, Series 1, right? Which is what we should all be. That's the goal, in theory, of a collectible.
Right.
And like, so what are we doing?
Right. Yeah, GB saying let's not buy S1. I mean, that's part of what makes these locker room packs exciting, is trying to rip an S1. But yeah. So the other thing that happened in this week of unfortunate circumstances was we also saw some weird issues on the UFC drop. I don't know if you're aware of that, but someone who was like had a relationship to a mod or had a separate account and somehow like exploited a bug in the RNG, the pack randomizer. They're looking into it. I think they're probably going to refund everybody, but I was just wondering what your take was when you heard that.
Look, man, I don't have much when it comes to that kind of stuff. I mean, look, some people are really smart, and people for some reason like to use their intellect and their ability, especially in the Web3 space, to use it to engage in nefarious actions. And someone did that here and found an exploit in one of the contracts, and that's what happened. So I don't have too much more to say on it. It's one of the things that's why this space is so kind of scary, and that's why when I think we have something like NFT Day, I think we need education, and we need people to kind of tell us about some of the educate us more about the space, some of the things that can happen, will happen, have been happening, how we can protect ourselves about things like this, and again how we can overcome. But something like that, I don't know, what are you going to say, right? It happens, it sucks, it's unfortunate, and there's really not much more I can add to it than that.
Yeah, I mean, Jules says something here. He's saying that Dapper needs competition. They see no reason to improve. This is part of the difficulty that I think we've been feeling for a long time, which is that if you're Dapper, or like if you change it up, if let's say you sell sneakers You're Nike, and every time you put out a new release of sneakers, they sell out. People are lined up down the block. They sell out every single time you put them out. They sell out. Meanwhile, on Twitter, you have 1,000 people saying how much Nike sucks. You run Nike. Every time you put out sneakers, they sell out. Like, how concerned are you? How concerned are you that on the secondary market, on that sneaker app or whatever, the resale prices of those Nikes keeps dropping? How concerned are you if every time you put out new releases of shoes, they sell out?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point, right? And I think that's why like you can't say the community has played no role in this, right? We keep kind of buying and playing along, and so yeah, we have to be we're culpable too to some extent. But my counter would be, are we lining up around the block anymore? I mean, now I think at this point, again, you have diehard degenerate people like a lot of us here, right, who are still going for these packs, who maybe line up and then we run to get back in the line, run to get back in the line again, run to get back in the line again. So it's not really lining up around the block. It's like the same. You got the same 10,000 people in all of the Dapper ecosystem killing each other.
Yeah, well, basically wash trading and
Right.
just but the bottom line, the end result is still the same though, which is like you sell out every single time. Like it,
Yeah,
you know?
until you don't, right? But yeah. I mean it's a fair point. And they just put out locker room packs. How many do we have left of those? Right, 200,000, and I'm sure those people have been going after those. And but I do think that there are to be a successful company. I mean, there's other metrics to look at, right?
Yeah,
And
I would hope so.
Clearly, when you look at every metric, pick a metric: users, marketplace spend. Again, you can name 100 of them. Everyone is like an all-time low. So can they have and even the pack drops? I mean, look at the pack drops, right? The pack drops, people buy them and then they're going for like under the pack price. I mean, like the running backs, the WNBA drops were a disaster. And so but the issue of being able to sell out packs is that's always been one that I think behind the scenes, that's what they've been saying, right? That's how when they're trying to find ways to rationalize, that's just the Twitter people. I bet you that's that number one on their bullet point. Well, we sold out the packs, right? So,
yeah, because imagine if you could snap your fingers and just make $2 million, like
right.
boom, boom, boom,
boom.
Like,
also, though, they did that for a year and a half, and look where it got us. Right?
Of course, I know.
So now they have what? How many active users do we have? 10,000, 5,000, 3,000.
Like what's active, honestly?
Well, that's a good question, right? Is active someone who just lines up for the queue? Is active someone who's actually on the platform completing challenges? Is active someone who's buying and selling moments? Right? Those are three different things, right? So, depending which active you want to use, right? And every time you make active a little bit to have more engagement on the platform, that number is going to go down.
Sure.
But whatever number you're looking at, though, we all know that number is pretty much at an all-time low in terms of, I mean, like at 3,500 completed the Spud Web Challenge, right? So that shows you at least there's that many people. We've had, I think in the last queue, 8 to 10,000 or so at one point. So somewhere between those numbers, I would say. But again, remember, it is we should note it is the off season. So I think Top Shot is banking on the fact basketball will come and be the thing that gets us right. And look, that's the best thing they have going for it. The best thing they have going for them is basketball is phenomenal. And this season is going to be great. Right. And I think that's what we're all kind of counting on to give us a shot in the arm.
Yeah. Rowdy Rod's asking when their contract ends. I think when they mentioned this during the All-Star promotion that it's like at least 10 years.
I mean, I've heard 6 years. The people that I trust the most have told me 6 years. But again, we don't really know. They never said specifically, I don't think. So.
Yeah. And of course, there are macro issues. Of course, we also saw that post on Twitter that I shared as well that showed that the Luka Doncic Prism cards were down 85%. Every other NFT is down like 9. I looked at I don't know why I did this to myself, but I looked at this website that adds up the value of the NFTs I'm holding, and they are literally down 97%.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like
that's the other thing that's the other thing that Top Shot will say. It's not our fault. It's the whole space. Nobody could
and
have done it.
I mean, to a degree, it is the whole space,
It is.
but some of the mishaps definitely put a little bit of like a, I don't know, a multiplier on that or something. Like it's not just one or the other, but it's a little bit of both, and you
Right.
kind of have to take some
And
responsibility.
look, that's also the thing that I think is important to talk about. Like for so long, we early, and people will be dancing and celebrating. We're so early. We're so early. You know what? We and I think me and TJ from Own the Moment we're having this discussion. We may be too early. We're just not ready. Like we're not ready to go mainstream. The people in charge of the for whatever reason, right? If it's people don't want. I mean, no one. First of all, you say the word NFT, it's toxic to people. A lot of that because of the coverage that we get from the mainstream media and things of that nature. And there's not really an appetite. Again, just look where the last year and a half where we've been, right? So this just may not be the right time. And like, I still believe the NFTs are going to be a massive part of the future. They're going to evolve. It's going to get better. The technology will get better. The metaverse will stop looking like it's Atari from 1982.
Yeah.
These things will happen, but by the time they do, it may be years, 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Who knows how long, right? And we may be broke. I'm already broke. And a lot of us who are down so much and invested in this, who knows what will still be left standing. But it just may not be the right time. And I think all of us need to start understanding that and being a little bit more cautious and careful and smart, and understand right now all the things that we're up against in this space. Because there is no way to be successful if we can't bring in new users. And we've said this for a long time. And you look at where we are now, and Top Shot has told us they're going to devote X amount to bringing in new users this season, 50 million, whatever that number was. But can we do that? I don't know.
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen. We have high hopes as we have to. And I do think that some of the stuff is pretty interesting. Like when I talked to Vinyls over the off season or a couple months ago or whatever it was, he's definitely a clever guy as well. Like I know there's going to be some hype, but the question is how much will we be able to easily onboard new people? And I've talked about this in the past. To me, it's something about bundling, getting people in so that they can join this captain's program, which is so like cushy. Like if people can get involved in this very cushy group of captains and these massive giveaways and free food and drink, and to me that seems very obvious. So like my hope kind of lies there, and then the collectible stuff and the gamification stuff and the more complicated stuff that kind of comes with time, I think. And also, of course, you've got all the physical collectors and all that kind of stuff. But anyhow, maybe we can change the tone for just a second. Judgy, I want you to take us into the play-by-play of your handshake with Jacob. Can we watch it together?
You're like Top Shot. You still do the same tricks from like a year ago. You can't move on. It's like,
can I play it? Can I play it?
Sure.
Okay.
So, how'd it go? I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was awkward.
I mean,
it gave me entertainment. People enjoyed it.
Much simpler times, much better times. Yeah. That was the day we were in the penthouse in the glorious Las Vegas. We were launching our SuperDraft, SuperDraft product that day, and Jacob was kind enough to come on the stream. And what was the question? What was the hand? How did the handshake go?
Yeah. What happened there? What did you see the Karl Malone clip? By the way, it was the same handshake almost on the Karl Malone running back.
So for me, I had so many things going on inside of my head, right? So we were launching my product that day. We had a lot of tech issues. So I was all I was thinking that entire show was, I got to get with my devs. I got to get with my 2K Sim guy at my team. We have to fix these. I try to make a list of the things that we have to fix before the next stream tomorrow. So yeah, honestly, I just wanted to end the stream and start getting to work to figuring out how we're going to get the next slate done. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I barely remember a lot of that. That's why when your brain's occupied in too many things, completing something like a simple handshake, it can be very tricky. Handshake was not a high on my priority list. My priority list was, we got to get this fixed by tomorrow. Not to mention, we have a party going on behind me and I have a VIP dinner. I got things that I don't have time to attend to. So, yeah, you can have fun and games, your little handshake, Tandyman. But for me, that was a stressful. I had bigger things to worry about. I'm glad you are amused.
I am amused, and so many are also amused, and we are grateful that you allow us to be amused by this clip that lives on in eternity, and we will enjoy it for the rest of our lives. But to your in your favor, Judgy, I have heard that party was the best party of the entire weekend. So now that you're here, now that you let us watch that clip again, I have to give you the genuine compliment that people did say that party had like this incredible view, best food and drink, and it was a really good time.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a fun time. I mean, I think again, when we envisioned Top Shot and some of the utility of Top Shot, and some of the IRL stuff that now we're starting to kind of see from the captains and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's all kind of what brought us into Top Shot in the first place, right? Not only collecting the moments, but also some other stuff that it could lead to. So yeah, it was fun. I hope that we can do another one of those, and it was happier time. It was simpler times. I mean, the funny part is was regarding that was like 2.5 months ago. And
it really wasn't long ago.
And it seems like fucking 20 years ago at this point, right? Like how, and again, I remember having a conversation with pack reviewing there, and we were all about we're really finally on the right track now. And then, man, it's just it's crazy. Since then, it's just look at the space is wild. It just really is. So, do
you think that we'd be in this space that we feel right now with the sentiment not feeling so hot if the communications, if we didn't have the communication flubs, if it was just the packs that came out? I mean, the WNBA back-to-back things, that was definitely a mistake, and that wasn't comms. That was a decision that was made. But I feel like the comms it's like putting the gasoline on a raging fire.
Yeah, I mean, this is why in some point you do have to feel for Dapper and Top Shot right now. Like, it seems like they can't win no matter what they do, right? They're put in this really tough spot because, again, a lot of it's because of the mistakes that they made. But yeah, I don't know the answer to that. You do know that there's such toxicity and negativity, and the sentiment's so bad right now. No matter what they do or say, they're going to get shit on, right? And there's some pretty nasty people on Twitter who they love to troll Top Shot. They fucking love it. They've made a job of it for the last year and a half. And while, a lot of people, also just want to give constructive criticism and feedback, you have some people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about and are just going to shit on Top Shot. And yeah, there is something to it though, right? I mean, when I joined the platform, I didn't need all this other stuff. I just like to go on the platform and buy my Fox 15K because it was fucking badass and it was fun. And now it's like advanced calculus. I mean, all of the stuff going on, it's so complicated, but that's where we are. I mean, when it comes to comms, I don't know what the answer is, right? I really don't know. There should be some middle ground between it seems like right now they've dug themselves in a corner, in a bunker, and now they don't want to talk to anybody, or then they start having off stars every week and they talk too much, and right. But man, I don't have the answers, and it's and I'm not going to proclaim that I do, and that's why you do have to admit they're in a tough spot. We do have to try to help them through it as best we can. But yeah, at times they don't make it easy, right? With certain announcements and certain things, but you can't. You do have to acknowledge them. It's got to be hard for them right now. I mean, and I don't have a lot of the answers.
Yeah. I feel like most of us are waiting to see this roadmap, and
which also I
we're
think, which also concerns me, right? Like for the reasons that we already talked about.
yeah.
Like what would make you happy on the roadmap? What would get you excited? I mean,
I think to me the rallying cry for the last year plus has been there's too much supply on this platform. And I think that if they can like very much address that in a massive way, where it's not just like we're going to do neutral. I don't know if that's possible though. Like
that's what I mean.
I don't know how the revenue models work. And this was something I was talking about with Joey Bats too. It's like we don't know how that works, because I think back to other startups like your
Well,
Amazons of the
I
world.
do know that the main primary only thing, well, not only, but they care about packs. They need packs. They need pack drops. So
Okay.
so knowing that, or like to make revenue. Now again, they already made a ton of revenue, but
Are they just burning through that revenue because their monthly burn is just so high?
well, that's what we don't know, right? How like could they sustain going X amount of months by only selling packs with trade tickets, or by whatever, by not taking revenue? Not again, they need packs though to sell packs for not only for their own money, to raise money, right, to show investors. And but that's where that's where we're at. I mean, we need to cut so much of this excess supply, and so you can see that like we're at a point now where you have the Top Shot, the business, right, which the revenue moneymaker, versus what Top Shot, just what's best for the platform. Like these things are going to be, there's a massive tension now between what needs to be done for Series 4. And I don't know. What can we expect when it comes to them making decisions that are going to be mostly non-financial based? Because in the past they went for the money and they got the money, but ultimately look where it put us. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think I'm losing you a little bit. I think your dog is chewing the Ethernet wire. No, I think you're back. You're back. You're back. But Noam is saying what will get Noam happy is if they take ownership and release a statement. We made a mistake with oversupply. In S4, we plan to significantly lower it.
Hold on. Why would that? What would that do?
Well, you're right. It has to actually. We have to actually see when the rubber meets the road. Like this is how much we're lowering supply.
We got to be past the point of statements. Like how would that help us?
It wouldn't.
That wouldn't help us. I wish it would, but like.
Yeah.
Right.
No, at this point it wouldn't. At this point, we actually have to see what the plan is. I mean,
not
if you're
even
saying,
the plan, Tandy. We have to see him execute it. Like.
Yeah. That's true.
What is the plan gonna like? This is why, like, remember when roadmaps and remember these things back here? The roadmaps were pretty great. Game coming, metaverse coming. Fucking, we got gems on the way. We got merch coming. Roadmap Q3. Like, roadmaps don't really matter. You have to execute. You have to come through, and you have to be able to adapt. The whole part of the NFT space, it evolves and moves so quickly. You gotta be able to adapt on that. If you do a roadmap, you're locking yourselves in. You're locked in. And then what happens when the fucking space changes, or we decide we don't need this or that? If you evolve and you make some changes, half the community is pissed. The other half says, "Well, you're damn right. We needed that to change." So this is why, like, the roadmap's a scary fucking word. It's quite honestly, while it's a necessity, it's flawed and it's problematic. And that's why no matter what they say in this roadmap, to me, it's we need a lot more than just a roadmap, guys.
I mean, I think at the very least they could say we are burning all unreleased S2 and S3. I feel like they could do that. It wouldn't make a big deal to them, and that would be a big sign.
That's not right. Stuff like that, yes, agree.
Yeah, and then like the S1 stuff, I've heard people say. I know Metz put out like a poll today. He's trying to think that the S1 stuff should also be burned. I don't know. I kind of like the way that they're doing right now with the locker room packs. I mean, I do wish it was a little more juiced and it was over quicker. because I feel like this is a
Why
long,
would, why would we
drawn
burn
out.
the S1s and allow, again, just increase the supply that a few random people would get to own on the market? Get the fuck out of here. Let's continue to pump those out and spread the wealth a little bit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Do not
exactly.
burn the S1s. That's crazy. Mets, I love you, but no. No. I don't need NBL's percentage of John Morant debuts to go from 15% of the market share up to 35%. I'm opposed. Yikes.
Yeah, I'm fair with that. I'm fair. I agree with that idea that it's a better idea to spread the love with these S1 moments. So burn all of unreleased S2, burn all unreleased S3, keep circulation counts very low for S4. I mean, the challenge here, though, again, is how do they keep everything super low if they rely on pack drops? Like those two things can't both happen at the same time.
And this
So
is why, this is why there's no roadmap yet. I don't think that this is a $1 million question, right?
Yeah, this is the question right here.
Right.
And I think like one of the only potential ways they could save themselves in this case would be if they could attract funding from something else. Like I know we were talking about this on Twitter as well, which was, would there be some kind of way? I don't know if you ever played this game on the app, that whatever it's called, HQ. Do you remember that? There was like 1 million people would play that at once because they were giving away a bunch of money. It's a quiz show, and it would happen every night. And then what ended up happening, even though that company failed, but for other reasons, but what ended up happening was they would have these big sponsored quizzes because you had the eyeballs of everyone in the same place at the same time. So Top Shot might not have 1 million people there currently. They might only have 10,000, but still that's 10,000 eyeballs in one place at the same time on the internet, which is kind of rare when you think about it. And I feel like that would be, I know now we're kind of going into outer space, just like my background here. But like, what, like those avenues that they could potentially find to make millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands or whatever the case through things like that would make it possible that they don't only have to rely on pack drops. So we're about to find out, though. We're about to find out.
I sure as hell hope that they've been dormant and quiet and made really kind of been in the background this last, ever since the summer league, because they've been trying to focus on things like that they've been like Ryan says, they need revenue for them has to take a backseat this year, right? And it has to be about us, the users, and fixing the product because it's deeply flawed. And I pray to God the last couple months, 3 months, that they've been really focusing hard on how that they can function again with this new method of how they can still have money and be functioning as a company and be fine, solvent, and be fine financially, while cutting supply and focusing on that and not having nearly the same amount of packs and really reducing that. But we don't know what the financial situation is there. We don't know how much, like we talked earlier about burning through money. We don't know, right? And this is why anyone just kind of out there commenting on Twitter, it's and this is why also the roadmap will be important. At least it will give us some insight into what we can expect. If not, even if they can't live up to everything on there. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be. Look, we're in a really difficult situation. And I hope that they're treating it as such. And I hope that they understand the severity and the all the hurdles that we now have in place. And these are all solvable, right? The product is still fucking great. Like that's the thing. We got basketball, we got the partnership with the NBA, and we got an unbelievable product, right? So we still have the foundation is still there, but we are going to need to get some help, real help from Top Shot and Dapper.
Yeah. And also I would say, like, if we want to take the optimistic side of the coin right now, we can see how fast sentiment can change. We can see how fast things can all of a sudden go in a certain direction. It happens like this. It happens so fast. And so like, yes, I feel like if they do the things that we just talked about, that could very much create a big buzz. It could create a big movement. It could create those kind of VIPs and other people that are sitting on the sidelines. I mean, you're in the VIP group and the Nine Lives Lounge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you active in those communities?
No, I mean, like, I don't have time. Like, I don't know if you know this. Like, also, I built an entire fantasy game around Top Shot, right? So I couldn't be more in. Not only is all my entire life savings I put on Top Shot, then I was like, not enough. Let me double down and make my entire career revolve. I want to help Top Shot out and make a whole fantasy game around Top Shot on SuperDraft. So, like, between doing all of my job, doing all of that, and my own Discord, and I can't get into all of those other places, right? So yeah, I'm in the Nine Live Lounge, but it's and the VIP Discord, but I got my own Discord to run, and and that's part of I think that's part of the problem with Top Shot. It's just so fucking overwhelming. It's so all encompassing, and there's all these spots to go, and so at some point I just had to make a decision. I'm just gonna, I'll just stay here. I'll get out to other places when I can, but I don't have the time. I mean, there's not enough time in the day.
So why don't we talk about your super draft for a second? Let's give you a chance to shine your super draft here. So I believe there's a contest here that I can
Wednesday,
enter.
Tandy. Wednesday. 8 games.
So these are simulated games, right?
It's our final simulated slate, final one, and then now we move on to real basketball. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting because that'll be the first time we've seen real basketball on this project that you've been working on.
Yep. Yeah, so and we'll be releasing our roadmap of sorts, not this coming week, but the week after, and release our kind of plans for the NBA season. And again, like, the whole reason behind this was, it sounds cliche or not cliche. I don't know what the right phrasing to say, but about over 6 months ago, I was streaming Top Shot every night, and everyone would come on the shows and they would just shit on Top Shot, and I was like, well, this is not good. This is not a constructive. At some point, this is not constructive. How can I help the platform out more? How can I be a better advocate? And so I built a game giving us utility. I wanted to build excitement, give utility, and have tremendous prizes on a nightly basis for Top Shot. And it's just a bummer that now we're having this conversation, and it's just now I'm back to streaming a lot, and it's back to a lot of just people shitting on Top Shot because so we're still kind of, as we've said, this whole show has been kind of all facing a uphill battle, but the game is supposed to have fun, right? Where's fun? Well, I wanted to get us to have some excitement. So again, you build fantasy lineups using your Top Shot moments, and so on Wednesday you look at the prizes, Tandy. Go to contest details.
Where's that?
Top left.
Top left.
No, down. Here. There you go. Look at this chat. We're giving away
one rare throwdown pack.
Okay, no. You're in the free roll. You gotta get out of the free roll. Go to the one for $8. We have a free contest. We can win packs. Anyone can play. Then we have a paid contest.
All right. So when we go to the paid one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Look at that. They're up there. LeBron, run it back, a Magic Johnson, the 499, a John Morant, MGLES 2, the Giannis, and then there were 4. I mean, we're not giving you 60K. It's not giving you scraps, giving you stakes.
So you guys are giving like a pretty high dollar amount worth of value of moments right now.
Yeah.
3,000 guaranteed in prizes.
Right. So, yeah, again, so I see some questions in chat. I'll address them in a second. First, I'm getting a lot of questions. Anyway, so right now, the reason why we did this in this offseason is because, right, wasn't much to do on the platform. Things weren't great. So I was like, hey, let's use our moments to play Sims, and we could also give historical moments some utility, right? Now, I know some people are like, Sims, I don't love Sims. And one, I would say give it a chance. If you watched it, I think you'd be pretty surprised at how cool it looks. The graphics are pretty damn sweet. And one, it's just fun. You get to use your fucking moments and with a chance of great prizes. But I will say, Wednesday's our last slate using Sims, and it's going to be, by the way, it's 8 games. We're having a party on Wednesday. I'm streaming all 8 games, Tandy. So from 3 p.m. Eastern to like fucking midnight or however long, Tandy's going to be on there for an hour. We're going to bring on all your favorite influencers, or maybe your not ones, maybe ones you hate. I don't know. we'll have a bunch of guests, just have a big party the whole day and kind of try to build some momentum, and just, not talk about only bad things, right? And have some fun. And and give away some great prizes. But again, and then starting after that, then we'll have fantasy contests with real basketball. You build lineups with your top shot moments on real basketball. Not to mention we'll have some props and some other fun things that you can do. Again, I wanted to gamify Top Shot. I wanted to build a hardcore type game and do some of the stuff that we were promised originally. And we just need more.
We got a bunch of questions in here.
Yeah.
Is Dapper accepted in
we have a lot of talks with Dapper and Top Shot, and they are not a part of what we're doing officially. And would I love them to have been more supportive and helpful? Yes. Are we still talking? Yes. And I'll leave it at that. And again, the reason that they have not been more supportive is because of regulatory and legal issues regarding fantasy sports and gambling and things of that nature.
So when you saw that all day thing, did that cause you to think differently at all? Like All Day was doing this thing where you predict the team that wins.
All Day is a gambling site. I'm sorry to break it to you guys. It's gambling. They have pick'ems. The whole fucking thing is gambling. It's like, so yeah, is that frustrating for me when I basically have seen the space evolve? I mean, what do you think flash challenges are? What are locker room packs? It's all gambling, man. And the fact that when they say, yeah, it's frustrating. It's been incredibly frustrating. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Okay, so that kind of answers the question about how Top Shot is involved. Do they help with rewards? The rewards come straight from SuperDraft, right?
Yeah. Yes. So we have to pay for everything. But again, there are people at Top Shot that I think are going to bat to trying to help us out. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Well, I think that
I saw a couple of questions. We're working on being able to use trade tickets or cheap moments as entry. That is something we're working on. There's not SuperDraft for NFL because Bonfire is the guy who live token. He does our Web3. You may have noticed there's no live token for All Day. So if we can get Bonfire to make a live token for All Day, or something similar, then we do plan on having All Day contests. Absolutely. Look, I love Rumble. But my issue with Rumble is that you just buy your way to first place. You just whoever's the richest, you just buy the best players and you put them in lineups. But I Own the Moment guys, they're fucking crushing it. But I would love to have some All Day content, and our plan is to definitely have that for sure. But yeah, so we hope to be able to use trade tickets, so to speak, as your entries. We hope to. It's going to be on our app. Right now, it's website only. It's going to be on the app in the next very soon. I don't want to give a time frame, but wink, wink, should be fucking really soon. International should be allowed to play at least the free contests very soon. A lot of really cool things coming. But with all of that said, I will say, like Top Shot itself, we need more users, right? I need people to play. And that's been it's been stressful. It's been really stressful, right? Because I told my company that this will work and that we put a lot of resources in here. The amount of again, I don't know if you've been, once you see our app, and I don't know if you've been on played our games, or we use a lot of resources on this stuff, and so it is stressful knowing that, again, I built a game for Top Shot and the Top Shot community. And that Top Shot's not doing so well, right? So
right, of course, it directly correlates.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else here.
Well, again, let me
Sure.
clarify then to Torenberg's point. But for the most part, though, you can just you roster the best players, and there's not. Whereas our game is more of strategy. It's not only going to be the stars, right? It's going to be, but you can use. Some days there's going to be guys coming off the bench and other. It's just a much different building experience, right? That would be my take on it. Whereas Rumble, it's always going to be stars. It's always going to be It could be some variation, but you kind of know a pretty good idea of which ones are going to be in the winning lineup.
Yeah, I'm not very talented at DFS. I'll have to.
That's embarrassing, Tandy. It really is.
Yeah.
Then again, that's why we're gonna have props. It's gonna be like LeBron James over under 45 fantasy points, and then Tandy, you just say over under. You can do that, right?
I could do that. I can choose one or the other.
Yeah, it's gonna be over under. Boom, and then you're rich.
Yeah. Right. Dr. Dunks wants to know, how's your romantic life going?
It's awful. I mean, I'm so I'm like, no, being honest for a second. It's been really emotionally challenging. I went all in on a project that's not doing so hot, right? Mm-hmm. So again, so I have, my days are rough right now, so I've kind of put the romantic stuff aside, and I'm kind of just focusing and hoping that we can rectify this ship. But it's not. It's been hard. It's been emotionally super challenging, and yeah, and it's hard because like, it'd be nice to be able to get away. Like if you invested a little wherever, you guys can go outside and you can get away from it, right? But I'm so in the trenches here that like all day long I have to talk. I basically have to tell my bosses and stuff why Top Shot is going to succeed, and we just spent another hour and a half here talking about why it's really in tough shape. So it's hard, man. I'll leave it at that. So yeah, right. The dating life is non-existent right now. I got some Bumble ladies that I'm talking to, but yeah, I don't know if I would even have time right now, and I'm broke.
Well, I'm sure you can charm them. You can go have some rum and soup together.
Candy, but I need to, at some point, you got to meet and take them wine and dine them, and and I don't have time for that. Also, I'm streaming back. I'm back to streaming nights. And
how did you make that decision? You're back doing the hardcore streaming?
Well, because I have, I don't know if we talked about, I have this game for SuperDraft. That's,
I believe we just talked about it. Yeah.
And I need people to play, right? So
got it.
Yeah. So it's but yeah.
I think I've saw some of your earliest videos. I remember I looked at the DGC archive.
How much can you talk about Top Shot? You can talk. Have you not seen my show? You can do it forever. It never ends. And if there's one thing people love to do with this community, it is shit on Top Shot. And that's why, again, they are in such a tough spot. And you got to give those guys and ladies, like, acknowledge that. I mean, man, they have a tough task ahead of them.
Yeah.
And you can say it's their making or not, but man, it cannot be easy to all day. You can see why they would just bunker down and kind of maybe not listen as much on social media and stuff, because it's an awful place. Everyone thinks they're so smart and giving out these stupid ideas in their Twitter threads. Ooh, my Twitter thread. This is why how to fix Top Shot. You don't know how to fix Top Shot, idiots.
You don't know how to organize your underwear drawer. Do that first.
That's challenging. I don't know why. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to do that.
Do you roll them up? Do you fold them?
Roll them up. That you fold. What? It's roll. It's fold. Fold.
It is fold. But if you're packing a bag, it's actually roll. It can be roll. If you're packing a suitcase or like a traveling bag, roll. I'm team roll.
Interesting. I've always been a folding man. This is the alpha. This is alpha. Holy shit.
This is the alpha. So Rowdy wants to know, how do newbies learn the basics of fantasy
Rowdy.
sports? That's what you should be doing, Mr. Judgy. You should be teaching.
On the show, we do that. We build lineups. We tell you. I have a Discord, Rowdy. We have people in there who will hold your hand. We give you lectures. We break down everything. We got videos. Everything you need, we'll guide you through. Not to mention anyone who's playing on SuperDraft, they're rich. Everyone wins. I give away so much shit just for playing. It's unbelievable.
Really? Tell us more about that. What do you mean? You're just giving away stuff
honestly,
for playing?
It's just for entering. I do raffles and rare packs. It's unbelievable.
On your stream? On your stream? How do people get that shit?
For playing. If you watch the Discord of the announcements, it's like if you entries 1 through 150, you'll get it. I give away League Pass. I give away everything just for entering.
See, I don't think anyone here knew that. So
that's what I mean. That's just Tandy. You're supposed to be my friend, and you don't tell anyone anything. You're an awful friend.
But
all you want to do is play the Jacob video. Meanwhile, I have this product over here that's sensational. You don't even tell anyone about that.
Come on.
You're a bad friend.
I've definitely given you some retweets. Let's be
Bad
serious.
retweets. The fucking listen. Retweets suck. If your best friend is giving you retweets, that's a bad friend.
Oh boy. I know that you guys threw some cash at Zakarian. Did that give you some signups?
Let me tell you something. We're paying Zakarian a fortune, and no.
That bastard.
No. I mean, he's helping us a little bit. He's a big DFS guy, and
yeah, you got Zakarian, like Overzet, JBB, like all these guys talk a lot of DFS.
Yeah, like that's why one of the reasons why again the space was first. One reason Top Shot blew up was a lot of the DFS guys got in there first, and they for the most part they have now all left, most people. But also I just it's fun. Like I want to give utility for moments. It's just I just wanted people to be able to do something with their moments, and so that's why I built it.
Got it.
Also, if anyone from my if you just send me if you need Discord, send me a DM on Twitter, and I'll hook you up with a Discord. If you any questions, just send me a DM. If any question on how to play or what to do.
Do you want to put it do you want to text me the Discord link? I'll put it in the chat.
Sure. Let me do that.
Let's what video should we play while he looks? Little Kawhi.
Where can I put it here? Our little private chat.
Yeah, but send me in our Bumble chat. Oh, there you go.
Private chat. There it is.
All right. So there it is. There is.
True. The problem is I have great people like Itablo. They retweet, but they got like 8 followers.
I'll retweet you again. If you're going to tell me that you're giving away League Pass, then tell me and I'll do it.
Tandy, we give away League Pass. We gave away, and this week we're giving away NBA 2K. We're giving away.
Tell me this. You should be telling me these things
because you don't even respond to my messages. All you care about is having on people. Doomsday Top Shot. It's all you care about. I don't know.
This is just not true. Just not true. Well, that sounds nice, and I feel like people, because the pots are juiced. Because if you looked at the website, right, the paid one, for example, so it's like $3,000 guaranteed, and there's 86 entries. So if you do the math, there's a pretty nice overlay on there for anybody who wants to get in.
Off, Tanny. If there's overlay, I'll be buried in the desert alive. We got to fill that thing up.
Well, currently there is overlay. Yeah. I don't know if that's happened in the past.
That's why you wonder why I'm stressed. Yeah. Not only do I worry about Wayne, my boss, Steve Wayne, will kill me. You saw that fancy penthouse. He'll throw me off the balcony of that thing.
He'll hold you up by your legs like you're Michael Jackson's baby.
Yeah.
Blanket. Remember that one?
I do.
Blanket. And he's like covering Blanket's face. Blanket.
That was a weird dude. Yeah.
Get your followers up, Tableau. And Strictly will definitely retweet for League Pass, but not for the base pack. Mick Beeman, make Top Shot not suck.
I'm trying, man. I do think we're gonna try to do things again like that Vegas party in the penthouse, and we're gonna try to offer a Vegas experience and do all kinds of
bubblegum. What's it called? The Spearmint Rhino? Is that the Vegas experience?
Cosmopolitan?
Who said Cosmopolitan? I said the Spearmint Rhino.
What's the Spearmint Rhino? What does that even mean?
Like a strip club, a poker pro.
No, right now the only Discord you got, my Discord is the main one, and then Bonfire is a little bit. There's something in there, but our Discord is the one where you can have all the alpha announcements and all the stuff.
There you go. Look at that. I just got you a new Discord member. So now you got to apologize.
First thing he's done to help me in 18 months, chat. Unbelievable. Wow.
Boy.
Well done,
but that's the shit you should be talking about, though, Judgy.
Manny, that is what we talk about on the stream. We break down lineups, how to build lineups. We do all of that.
Yeah, but you need to. It needs to be on Twitter. You need to cut it up. You know, you stream for 17 hours. You got to cut up the good part, put it on Twitter. The good part is when people that don't know jack shit about DFS say, "Hey, if you join this challenge or this contest, you'll get a NBA 2K or NBA League Pass." Like
again,
that people are interested in that.
Yeah, it's just
don't you think?
I do. It's just a matter of resources at my company. There's a lot of stuff that's hard, man. The resources at my company are very hard. Like we're a startup, right? So it's a lot of it's I'm like a fucking, it's me and my mods.
Listen,
and I got a couple
you
guys.
tell SuperDraft to cut the check, and I'll edit those videos
Tandy.
for you.
Oh shit! Honestly, well, let's talk offline. Yeah, I probably could. But like my budget on SuperDraft, I blew through. Yeah, it's not. Again, I blew through that pretty quickly.
Well, who knows?
I don't got packs that I can charge to make a quick million. You know.
Exactly. That's the thing. You can't press that button. You can't press the sell packs button.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Wednesday's our final NBA 2K sim slate. 8 games starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, all day long. Hopefully it's a celebration. We can fill that baby up, win some great shit, and then we'll have contests for live basketball. And then it's going to be. I bought a fancy schmancy computer. We can play marbles now. Yeah, Dr. Dunks. We can do everything on there. Yeah, we upgraded. We have an emote wall. We have all kinds of magical things.
What's an emote wall?
Make some videos for us. He's probably gonna be like Bonfire though and charge me a fortune. Holy.
Oh yeah. What's an emote wall?
I don't know. It's like basically if someone puts spams an emote, it pops up on my screen now.
Oh wow.
It floats.
What's wonderful.
I just want to have fun. Don't you just want to have fun occasionally? Now, you're married, so I assume you're making love once every 2 months. That's fun. But I mean, like
once every 2 months. That's about right. Hold on. I guess I got to play this.
Would you please shut the hell up?
Yeah. So, you have fun.
Over under, Tandy. Over under on that.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's the under.
I have nothing to say to you. I'm going to play the handshake again.
So, I appreciate it. Yeah, man. That was.
All right, I cut it. Yeah, once every 2 hours, exactly. As soon as the stream is over, boom, I'm in there like swimwear. Anything else, chat? Do you have anything else you want to ask our guests while we're still here?
Can somebody cut up a compilation of how uncomfortable Tandy got the last 3 minutes? Because that was beautiful. Holy shit, Tandy was. It's very weird. Him and his wife. I'm not sure. Every time I bring it up. There's rumors that she was on Bumble. I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't know.
Hey, is that Dream Shaker?
Is that Dream Shaker?
Look how young Dream Shaker looks.
Holy shit, that's pre-Top Shot, right, Dream Shaker? Yeah, all of us. I think all of us. What we all should do. Let's all just post how he looks pre-Top Shot.
I know we're all gonna look so young and beautiful.
Man, young and innocent and fucking just ready to take on the world and yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, they want impressions. You know that I have some shitty. Where is that thing I have? Hold on. So if you have any other questions for the judge, you let him know. But I feel like, this is actually kind of freaky. I feel like as soon as we joined Top Shot, we started looking like this. That's scary.
Can you do that to me?
I don't know how to do it to you. I can only do it to myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that covers it, right?
Yeah, that's now go back to pre-Top Shot.
Pre-Top Shot would just be I don't know how to take this thing off. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. That's pre-Top Shot. That's post-Top Shot.
I say let's supply. Let's supply.
Please read my thread. Please read my thread and you'll see how I think we could save this.
My first Top Shot moment, I do remember, it was a Fox 15K. Fox 15K. Then again, it may have been a Brogdon 15K. It was either a Fox or a Brogdon. When I joined, the only thing I could afford really was the 15Ks. Was like they were still like hundreds. I think they were very expensive, and we're like it was so the 15Ks is where I was like focusing on when I first joined, and so those were some of my first buys.
So this is the shitty judge filter. What do you think? Looks pretty weird, huh?
It's like Jay Leno filter. What is it? I don't know if that's going on with your chin.
Yeah, I don't know why I chose so they can't all look like the person. Some of them just have to be ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
the
an
judge.
NFT. That could be that would have been worth millions a year ago. Yeah, honestly.
Look, Dream Shaker, you see, we were right.
Yeah.
Dream Shaker got off. My first moment was a Chris Paul assist 15K.
See, 15Ks, chat. They were all the rage. Now they're trade tickets.
Yeah, it's sad, huh?
Thank you,
Dream Shaker's congratulating you on SuperDraft. He's excited for NBA Sim. It's true. Like that'll be a big difference maker because up until now, SuperDraft has been the NBA 2K Sim. And now
only done Sims.
real
Yeah.
games.
So it's I'm excited to Wednesday will be the Sim, our final Sim slate, and then we start the regular season and get to live basketball, and it's gonna be fun. It's a much better building experience. It's a lot more fun. Obviously, you're watching the games. So yeah, I'm excited to start. I just wish that we had more Top Shot was in a better place, but we'll do the best we can, man.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
All you can do. Well, anything else for the judgy, or should we let him go watch some more football?
What are you gonna do? Is your stream still go? What do you do?
No, it's like 10:30 p.m. here for me. After you're done, I'll probably just hang it up.
How's your do you still stare at your son and creepily in the dark like?
When he's sleeping, if he was sleeping in the room, which he's not, then yes, I would be watching him in the dark sometimes. If I'm on my phone, he's sleeping, and I'm just staring at him, making sure he's okay.
Now, you have only one child? Is that correct?
Yeah, I only have one child.
Is there a number 2 on the way at some point?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
She's pregnant. Holy shit! Gender reveal. When's it happening, Tan?
Judge, what's your
baby boy? Congrats, baby boy! I'm so excited for you.
Who's your favorite NBA team?
Bucks. I'm a Bucks fan. I mean, diehard Bucks fan. Live and die every game. The fact that we got Giannis, it's unbelievable. Tandy, are you that red? What's happening? Holy shit!
It's a filter. I'm not that red.
I don't know. I think I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I didn't reveal. It's twins. It's twins, chat.
Yeah.
Holy shit! It's a boy and a girl.
It's actually triplets.
So we're in the very near future. SuperDraft will be available for all internationals to play at least our free games. I am working really hard on a solution where all of us can use moments as payment. But the issue is getting internationals to be able to play those paid contests. So I'm trying to work on creative ways. But the first thing I think I finally got resolved, letting internationals at least be able to play our free games.
So Judgy, Dr. Dunks wants to know, brother, did you get any Bucks tickets to the draft today?
No,
brother?
I missed the draft. I know the Bucks team Discord had their big draft today. I missed it. So hopefully you guys were able to take part in that. That's the stuff that's I joined the time. I missed some of that shit, which is frustrating. I was actually talking to my CEO during that Bucks draft, so I missed it. But again, hopefully you guys are taking advantage of all the captains, the cool shit that captains are doing, and the IRL things and all the tickets and the fun stuff that will be given away this year.
Yeah, have you been to any of those?
I think we definitely will do. Again, we did like a league pass. I think this week we're gonna do an NBA 2K. But yeah, I think we're gonna start ramping up things like tickets to games, and we're trying. It's just some of that stuff is logistically can be hard to pull off. But yeah, I definitely want to have things like that for sure.
What else do we have here? Am I gifting you a hot tub? I do remember you used to talk about sitting in a hot tub a lot.
Well, remember when I started streaming, that was the big thing on Twitch. Like women were, all the girls were just showing off their assets on in their hot tubs on Twitch. So we would kind of make a bit of it. And then
now it's on TikTok.
What's that?
Now you can see women dancing on TikTok.
Well, they're still on Twitch. They're everywhere, but it's
that's true. It doesn't. That's crazy, actually. You go on Twitch and there's women who are literally doing nothing, and like they're literally just standing in front of a camera, like reading comments with their cleavage out, and they have like 3,500 people watching.
Yeah, it can be. So honestly, some of my darkest hours have been like I was a high-powered lawyer, attorney, right? And then some days I'll be streaming with I don't know, 30 viewers or whatever, and then I turn it off, and then I'll see just no offense to some of the women on there, but some of them not very bright or articulate, have nothing to say, nothing to offer, but they got some nice assets and thousands of viewers. But look, life's not fair, and God bless them. That so yeah, life is not easy for all of us.
Do you think if you just did a Twitch stream and you just like put this photo up, that maybe they would all come running?
First of all, what the fuck? I don't understand why you would post things like that, and also.
How are you feel bad about that image? You look great.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. If you think that makes me feel bad, the only way I feel bad is because I miss the fact that I miss being young. That's pre Top Shot, right? Mm-hmm. I miss working out. I miss doing all the stuff. And that's what I mean. I'm streaming with a bunch of, hooligans in chat shitting on Top Shot when I could be out, doing my thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So my life choices have not been great, chat.
Right. Dr. Donks. Someone put that on Twitter and I just saved it.
I know. I saw that too. I'm like, where did you even find that on Twitter, whoever that dude was? Like, what? Like, that means that guy has that saved on his computer and he's staring at me. And I agree. Good job. It must be, exactly. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah. Also, that photo, again, I went to Turks. If you don't know the story, I went to Turks and Caicos.
Oh, which photo exactly? You're talking about this one?
Yes. I went to Turks and Caicos. And I was just doing my thing there. And they asked me if I wanted to shoot, do like a photo shoot to be on their like marketing brochures. So I did a whole photo shoot. I have many more pictures just like this one.
So
I did a whole photo.
Where's the other ones?
I did a whole photo shoot.
What did they do with those?
Excited you are when you ask where are the other ones. I mean,
what did they do with all those photos?
So I have a whole photo shoot that they use for a brochure for like about 2 or 3 years on all their marketing stuff.
What product was it marketing?
I'm not gonna tell you because you'll probably find it. I'm not telling you.
Oh, geez.
Hey, we should do some type of wager. I'll release the pics if something happens.
Okay.
There are some that are fucking hysterical. They had me pose. There's one of me holding like a tree branch, like it's a sexual thing. There's some freaky, there's some really weird stuff in there. I was just going with it, man. I was like, whatever.
How sexual is a tree branch? What are you doing with that tree branch?
I don't know. They made it. I didn't think so at the time. That's why I did the photo. And then afterwards, they were like, the way you're stroking that tree branch, Judge. I don't know.
They said stroke it more, Drudgy. And this so now we can't check on how they're doing though, because you won't tell us what the company is.
I won't. No.
What a shame. Well, I don't know how to follow that.
My mom made a whole scrapbook of all of the photos, and yeah, people would come over. My mom, oh, look at it, my son. He's not only is a lawyer, he's so handsome.
Look at him, he's in great shape. A lawyer.
Now when people come over, I don't have a son.
He's gone. He lives in Turks and Caicos.
Yeah. That's not my son. The guy you see on Twitch, that's not him.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It changes, man.
Did you watch that documentary on Netflix about the 1999 Woodstock Festival?
I did not. No.
It's not exactly a big pick-me-up documentary, but I always suggest movies to you that are not very.
Yeah, you know what really ruined me for it's like 6 months ago. You recommended me watching the. It was a show
on the spectrum. Love on the spectrum.
Autistic people dating.
Yeah. That ruined you for 6 months.
Yeah, because it was like it was a roller coaster. At each show was such a roller coaster of emotions, almost like Top Shot. You never knew what was going to happen, and some of it was so hard to watch, and you would cry and you would laugh and you would feel awful, and it was just it really did a number on me. And then there was one show where this one woman, she was having a date with this. It's like a first date with this dude, and sometimes if you're on the spectrum, one of the symptoms can be, I guess, you just like say whatever on your mind. You don't really think too much about it. So she was like, I think I really like you. I never really cared about looks. So I think this could work. And I couldn't fucking believe it. And the dude, you could see he was so hurt. It was just the biggest fucking burn I'd ever seen anyone give to a dude. Man, I felt so bad for him. And he just like took it. She was just fucking stepping all over him.
I see the one that I remember from that show, and I think it must have been the same one, but she dates this guy who's also on the spectrum, and they like fall in love, and he's like so into her, and she's really into anime and like drawing.
That's
anime.
the girl. That's the one. All she talks about is anime. It's every sentence anime. Yeah.
And then one day she just decides that because he's not into anime enough and he's never been to an anime festival, that she's going to break up with him. And he's like so just destroyed. He's so heartbroken.
That was like the first date. They were like it was so creepy. They were doing weird shit on their first. Yeah.
Where there were no tree branches involved, but they were enjoying each other's company quite a lot. And then she rugged him, actually. That's what she did. She rugged the shit out of him. She gave him the roadmap of kids and a white picket fence. That was on the roadmap. And then just rugged the shit out of him.
Yeah, what a weird show. Yeah.
Well, if you want some nostalgia, I mean, it's quite an interesting documentary. It's called Trainwreck. It's about Woodstock 99. It's called Trainwreck. It's very interesting. It's about how they even got this idea to try to recreate Woodstock and what happened. You had some of the nostalgia of the music acts that were like the biggest headliners at the time. Korn, Limp Bizkit.
I remember,
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Did you go to that? Were you there?
No, but I vaguely remember when that was going on. That was like, because I was somewhat of a, was I high school or something?
You were probably 17 or so.
I think I was high school.
You were 16 around there.
Hearing about something like that. So yeah. But it's a recommend for you. It's a recommend that I should watch that.
It's good. I mean, the only thing that might, if you're into like the nostalgia, but it's basically about how like this festival kind of goes to shit. So like if you don't want to see something like that, then don't watch it. If you'd rather watch something more, a rom-com for 16-year-old girls, then watch something like that instead.
All right, fair. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what else we got here. Any other questions in the chat, or should we let Judgy go?
Yeah, I would like a 90-day fiance. That would be I would do that. I think I would do it. I've seen there's a famous streamer, Alinity, watches that show. 8,000 followers. She shows off something to get those followers, but she's also kind of funny. But yeah, that seems like an interesting show.
People are watching Dahmer. I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, I'm out. Also, that Dahmer's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's where I'm from. So like that was a big deal. Like, so not great. But yeah, a lot of people in my Discord have been watching that as well.
Pretty depressing and upsetting too when you hear like these people whose families are going through it over again because it's so accurate. Yeah. That's pretty screwed up, and they didn't even get the sign off on it. But what I am looking forward to is the Redeem Team on Netflix to take it back full circle.
Yeah,
that looks amazing
too, man. Like honestly, that was I'll never forget the 2002 Olympics when Duncan was the star, Larry Brown was the coach. He made Duncan the star of that team. He played like it was 1980s. Duncan would get in foul trouble every game. I think we took like 4th or 6th. That was the worst Olympics we ever had. LeBron and Wade were on that team, but Larry Brown refused to play LeBron and Wade, and he went with like playing all veterans, and he was awful. Then when the Redeem Team, that was the most fun Olympics experience I had watching besides the original Dream Team. Like Wade off the bench, and I was a huge Wade fan back then. Wade off the bench was fucking. I would make a case he was the best player on that team. But they obviously had LeBron, they had Kobe. They were so exhilarating. And then that championship game against Spain really was. That was a great fucking game. But that team was so much fun. That whole Olympic experience was really badass to watch. And they took it, like you could tell those guys were so excited and jacked to play in that Olympics. It was super fun.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And, the other video clip that I just remembered now, which I can't let you go without mentioning, was those clips of you as like a 12-year-old just absolutely tearing shit up.
Yeah, the people don't when I tell people I was like, average 23 a game my senior year in high school. Like I was legitimately I could have played again, like probably low D1, more so probably D2, D3 college basketball. I had offers for that, and then I was a Division I tennis player. I mean, I was a really good athlete. And
but you turned down the offers to play D2, D3.
Well, so I had to make a decision early in my career. Probably really freshman year, I basically chose tennis over basketball because I was a little white guy, and people told me you actually have a chance to be maybe a professional, if not, you have a chance in tennis. Rather than be another 5'10" white guy, and you won't make it. So I kind of chose at that point. I gave up playing AAU basketball, and that's where the real recruiting happens, and that's where you get really coaches notice you. That's not from high school basketball, unfortunately. So I really then starting at that point, I only played high school basketball, and the rest of the time I traveled the country playing tennis tournaments. So it was I always hated tennis. It was really lonely. I was depressed. But I was good, but it was such an isolating experience. In retrospect, I wish I probably would have chose basketball. But I always loved basketball was always way more fun to play. I thought I was better at basketball, but I was a small white guy. That you cannot deny that. There's nothing to argue with that. And would I have ever been able to be a pro or anything? No, in basketball.
Maybe in like Slovenia or something. Who knows?
Maybe, but even then, like I played against D1 guys in basketball, and they were all like I played against Karan Butler.
Wow.
And I played against some other, Mike Dunn. I did destroy Mike Dunleavy. Mike Dunleavy was a freshman though when I played him, but that's before he grew another foot.
Right.
How he got to grow a foot, I'll never know. But it's yeah. I mean, I don't think even D1. I don't really think I would have been I was really small. So, but I was good. I mean, I was lightning fast. I could shoot with both hands. I had a lefty floater. So like people didn't know how to guard me. I would just, and they'd see, and I think they would look at me and be like, that guy can't be. And I would just come out and fucking blitz people.
I saw that video clip was amazing. You had like the double team, and you just like spun, and somehow the ball escaped, and you pulled some X-Men type shit on those guys. That was great. So Noam played versus Omri Caspi in high school. That's cool.
There you go.
Had a falafel after the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was Karan Butler. When I played against Karan Butler when he had some drug issues in high school. He was in some bad. He had to go to like a reform school and some issues. But I played him when he was still in the drug scene, and he was so out of shape. And but he was 6'4" and had the biggest ass I'd ever seen. It was.
What?
It was so enormous.
Okay, you can still talk. You can keep talking about his ass if you'd like.
He was playing point guard, and then when he would go, he would shoot, and he'd put that ass on you, and you'd fall over. So he had like 30 rebounds against us. He was the most unstoppable thing I'd ever seen in my life, and he was terrifying. It was. I'll never forget it. Like, I mean, it was. He just murdered our whole team. He would just dribble
with his
up.
ass.
Yeah, his ass. It was just we were just playing. It was his ass versus our team. And you could tell he was out of shape. He wasn't, but he was just so big, and he was skilled. You could tell he was super skilled. And a 6'4" at that, like in high school playing point guard, it was like, what do we do with this?
Yeah.
And he could shoot even back then. But he was just so much bigger than everyone. It was just so he would just, if he missed, he was getting the rebound, and there was nothing you could do. And and that was bad Karan Butler. So that's
Gotcha.
And the NFTs, honestly, the answer to that question, I am both, but I actually am. Well, if I had, we can't talk about that here. But
you can talk about it. You can use.
I love the other one. I love the other one.
You love the cherries.
Mm-hmm. I love
the cherries and the peach.
But
I guess the last question then, Judgy, is I remember one of the last times we talked, you were dealing with a health scare. Have you dealt with that at all? Are you doing better there?
yeah, my doctor recommended a stress-free environment.
Okay, so I guess you're not
Take
doing
him up
better
on
there.
that. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I try to get on a little medication,
Okay.
and I think I have another 3 to 4 years to live.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm okay, but it's just a bunch of genetically a bunch of stuff runs in my family, so
I remember you told
gotta
us.
be careful.
Yeah.
But I think I'm okay. But it's I mean, health shit is it's scary, man. You gotta take care of yourself, and that's why like being in this space, it is. You look back and it's tough, right? Because it's I do wish I do have to focus on trying to find more ways to escape because it's so all encompassing.
Yeah, we'll help. Well, I'll help you with that. We'll definitely set you up. Just like last time, I helped you unmute the window, so you figured out how to use this StreamYard again.
Yeah,
yes. I'll show you where to click.
All right, the stream. Everyone like the stream. You gotta like the stream. If you do, Tandy's gonna give you away an S3 base pack.
Yep, I'm gonna give you a trade ticket if you like the stream. But also, we gotta like the stream so that the people come and watch this video. They find out about all this free shit that Judge is giving away. Then they go watch Judge.
Also, are you still buying on Top Shot? What are you doing right now?
I bought a few like $2 archives recently. I bought a few of those 9999 of the star players. But other than that, I'm not making any big bets right now for obvious reasons.
Are you using offers? Do you use offers and take advantage of that shit? Because it's wild.
Well, I would, but I just don't. I guess I've seen people in like some of my chats use offers and get like 30% off, 40% off, like crazy.
Yeah. Now, like it's basically the thing. Like offers are a double-edged sword. Like they're but it's basically accelerated and incentivized racing to the bottom. By
the way, this was Pack Trip. Yeah. He said, I'm taking a break from my mental health to focus on Top Shot. That was great.
That was a great tweet. But like the offers are basically a race to the bottom. So like now,
but that's just because of where we're at, though. If you can imagine we were in a healthier spot, offers would be great.
Sure. But I mean, like what happens is if something, first of all, you don't even have moments don't even have to get on live token anymore. But if they do, when I see a moment on live token, that's like a starting spot now. I'm like, okay, I got a 4 flamer. Now I'm going to click on that and I'm going to make a lowball offer on that. It's like the fucking bizarro land. And I mean, I can't, I'm out of money. I'm broke, but I've been using offers to get kind of a lot of moments I want still because I'm an idiot. I keep buying. But for SuperDraft, I have to buy prizes. So I mean, I just got a Jaren Jackson MGLES 1. A Mobley MGLES 3, a Jalen Green 4K, a Towns 75 serial out of a Throwdowns, Towns rare, a Porzingis serial 3 legendary moment, a Rondo Western Conference final, rare S1. Like chat for SuperDraft prizes are going to be fucking sensational. Not to mention, I got a Trae Young legendary over here. I got a fucking Time Lord legendary. You like that, Tandy? I got a Vince Carter serial 17 out of his I destroyed the world shot or end of the world a moment. Roham's favorite moment. I got DeJounte Murray legendary. The Brogdon legend. These are all fucking SuperDraft prizes, chat.
It's amazing.
Like
so they just give you a dollar amount and then you just go get as much.
Get some studs. Mobley's not a big enough stud for you. I'm sorry. I mean, but yeah, I mean, obviously it's harder. I got a Garland. Is Garland okay? I got Jokic. Is Jokic okay for you? I mean, come on.
Yeah. You got plenty of good prizes there. Well, all right, Judgy.
I would love to come to Tel Aviv. Tandy, now you're fucked. Now you let me take over the show. I'm going all night. I would love to come to Tel Aviv. I've never been to Israel. I would love to come to Israel. I got family in Israel, so I'm down. Whenever you invite me, let's go.
I'm just going to produce the Judgy show now.
You guys know I don't warm up till hour 3.
I know, but it's starting to get to bedtime. I got to wake up with my kid.
This is the problem.
Judgy goes long time. I can't go long time because I got to wake up.
I wasn't even. I feel like I'm just hitting my prime now.
I know.
Chat.
So we got to start at like noon your time. Just go for like 5 hours.
You can tell Tandy wants to go. Look at him. He can't handle these long shows. So Tandy will be on my stream on Wednesday. Tandy, what time you want to come on?
I don't know.
We'll
Tell
offline.
me probably my time. Yeah, we'll talk offline, but probably my evening. Good times and hummus. All right. Well, I think that's a good line to say goodbye on. So everybody, thank you for hanging out. Make sure you're following what Judgy's doing. Obviously, a lot of prizes being given away, a lot of streaming on Twitch that he needs some help to cut up to help get some eyeballs in there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good. So Joseph wants you to go live. Mick is saying it's been 2 hours. Can't keep the wifey waiting.
You have to waiting because she's pregnant. She's got to attend to needs. And also, congratulations on baby number 2. Holy shit. We broke news. We broke alpha.
I appreciate that. So Judge,
are you
what
gonna
time?
Name him or her Little Judgy?
Yep, it's going to be named Judgy. What time does it end on Wednesday? Jake
Johnson. The first game is at 3 p.m. Eastern, then 4, then 5, then 6 games every hour for 8 hours. It's like 3 p.m. to like midnight. We're going all and again, if we fill the contest, I may go 24 hours. I may fucking go forever. So tune in. Let's have I want to have again. I think all of us. It's frustrating right now, right? In Top Shot. I just want Wednesday to be a fun day for all of us. So,
Yeah, everyone just put on your furry suit and have fun, just like this lady. That's true. Where's your song and dance? I promised a song and dance. Go ahead. Let me get some music on for you. Here we go. It's a little...
Yo, you know what we need to get, Tandy?
Yeah.
We need to get some Coolio. Some fucking
Coolio.
I
know. Poor Coolio. Rest in peace.
I'm working on some Coolio lyrics based on Top Shot. Rest in peace, Coolio. Gangsta's Paradise. I'm 23.
I know.
But will I live to see 24 the way Top Shot's going? I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's about it. We will say goodbye to our lovely chat. Giving that salt shaker, Judgy. We'll say goodbye to our lovely chat. I'm sure we'll catch up again soon. We'll leave him wanting more. Stan loves wanting to hear your rap.
Stan, I would love to, but you can see Tandy is he's already sending me a text. Tell me to shut the fuck up. So he wants out.
That's true. That's true. I did send that text. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Go follow the Judgy. Go join the SuperDraft challenges or contests and win some cool
Larry Bird coming this week. Who's in? Who's getting Bird? Chat. I want to do it, but I'm crazy. It's a lot of money. Tandy, should we do it? You love Larry Bird.
I do love Larry Bird. I mean, that's a tough one, man.
I know. Like
high stakes challenge ones. I don't know.
$870. Do I do it, Tandy? I'm broke. I got no money. I have to sell my lion right back here.
Yeah. I mean, if you got no money, I'd say don't do it.
Well, I can sell my lion and do it.
$875. I don't know. I'm more of a risk averse guy, so I would say just don't do it and wait.
And I'm a degenerate. I'm gonna do it, right, chat? We gotta go.
Yeah, you're gonna do it.
I can't. No more.
Yeah, strictly saying don't do it. Don't do it. It's just gonna stress you out even more. Don't do it.
But are you really a collector if you don't get Larry Bird's debut? Are you? Just ask yourself
you'll get it. You'll get it in the future. You just don't have to don't do the serial lottery. That's all. You'll do a low ball offer on someone when they don't get the cereal they wanted.
92 now, Tandy. It went up.
I don't know, man.
277 completions, 22 still eligible. Looking at a 300 mint. We have 19 hours to go.
Well, I don't know. Chat says don't do it. Jericho saying you better see a roadmap before.
We talked about the roadmap. The roadmap to me is irrelevant. It's like.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If the roadmap says we're going to have, obviously it's not going to be like 100,000 mints, but I'm just being exaggerating here. If it's something along those lines and it's like we're going to pummel you with packs, then you don't need to spend $900 on a bird.
But we know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. But we want to see something drastic. And if it's not drastic, then you could probably get a bird for cheaper later, I think.
But I don't know.
I don't know. Wait a week, get it cheaper. Roadmap will deliver us to the end of the rainbow. Large pot of gold. I mean, I think that's the comment we should end on. So, Judgy, thank you for joining. Until the next one. Next time we'll do it during an even more important television watching time for you.
Jesus, unbelievable. Yeah, the first hour, I don't know what happened. The witching hour, chat. Witching hour, we missed it.
All right. Well, Judge is going to go stream for 12 hours after this. So take care, everybody.
No, I'm taking a nap. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And then I'm going to buy Larry Bird.
All right. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Static Selector.